Kindergarten, this week in science, we are going to be talking about fossils. Yes, fossils. That means we're going to be talking a little bit about dinosaurs this week too, kindergarten. So what is a fossil? A fossil is any old bone. It could be hair. It could be coal, oil. It could be an imprint in a rock from any living thing. A fossil comes from living things that used to be on Earth but have died. So, can you think of anything that might have left a fossil? The most common thing that has left fossils on the Earth are dinosaurs. Dinosaurs, kindergarten. Have you ever been to a museum and seen dinosaur bones? I have definitely been to a museum before where I saw dinosaur bones. So, there is a special kind of scientist who digs up these dinosaur bones. Do you know what that person is called? That person is called a paleontologist. You could become a paleontologist one day, kindergarten. A paleontologist looks at all of these different fossils and figures out what life must have been like when that living thing was around on the Earth. So kindergarten, I went out back to my backyard and I found some rocks that I thought were really interesting. I don't think they're fossils, and it might be really tricky for you to find a fossil in your backyard, but what we can do this week is we can explore what we have in our yards and we can see if we can find any really interesting rocks, maybe any interesting plants, or maybe the dirt looks really interesting. Maybe the dirt is different around different parts of your house. So I found a couple interesting rocks that I want to share with you today. This is the first rock that I found today. If you look, it has these really smooth parts and it looks like lines are coming down. I think this is a really interesting rock. If we turn it around this way, it's really dark, so it might be hard to see. This part is also pretty smooth here too. If I look this way, this part's pretty smooth as well. I thought this was a really cool rock because it looks like it is from a long time ago. I don't know where this rock came from, but I think it's really interesting. What do you think, kindergarten? The next rock I have, kindergarten, kind of looks like sandstone. I'm going to use my phone here to help illuminate it, to help give it some light. So it kind of looks like sandstone, and sandstone reminds me of the kind of rock that I used to hike on when I would go to Utah. So you can see it has some lines in it, right down that way. It has some lines in it too, kindergarten. This one's pretty heavy. This is a really heavy rock. So this one looks like it might be sandstone. Here is the next rock that I found. It has that same black, smooth part as that first rock that we looked at. So here it is. It's just plain on this side. Ooh, still interesting though on that side. And then it looks like it has that smooth black part here. I don't know, they might call this onyx. Let's look at that bigger rock. So here it is underneath some light. This might be a little bit easier for you to see. There we go, right here. There is that spot where it was all smooth before. Remember all those lines that it had? Looks very similar. And the last rock that I want to show you today is this really pretty one. It's kind of sparkly. It almost looks like glass or like a gemstone. I know that one of you had your grown-up text me the other day and tell me that you found one that looked like a gemstone too. Kindergarten, this is really a cool rock. Okay, let's take one more look and then we have an activity to do. Kindergarten, what did you think of those rocks? I think the last one, the sparkly one, might be my favorite. That or the really small one that had all that black smooth stuff on it. I really liked that one too. So what we're gonna do now, I'm gonna ask you to go find some Play-Doh, or maybe you have some homemade Play-Doh. Either way, go and grab some. And I also want you to go and find your favorite rock. You could go outside and find a rock, or you could find a leaf. Now it can't be a dry leaf because it'll crumble. It has to be a nice green leaf, which might be hard to find right now, but do your best. So either find a rock or some kind of leaf or a flower, anything like that, and then come on back. So we have our Play-Doh, and I chose this rock instead, kindergarten. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take our Play-Doh, and I want us to flatten it a little bit in our hands. Not super, super flat because then it's not going to work so well. And I know I haven't even told you what we're doing yet. We are flattening this Play-Doh, and we grabbed either a plant, like a flower or a leaf, and a rock because we're going to make our own fossil imprint right now. So if you want to keep this fossil imprint forever, you're going to have to let your Play-Doh sit out overnight and dry. Or you can use your homemade Play-Doh and let it sit out overnight and dry too, kindergarten. But if you don't want to waste your Play-Doh like that, then you can just practice making different fossil imprints after you're all done making this one. Okay, kindergarten? So now we have our flattened Play-Doh, and we're going to take our object, either our plant or our rock, and we're going to, if you have a plant, I want you to press the plant down into your Play-Doh. If you have a rock like this big one, you're going to take the Play-Doh and put it on top, and you're going to press it down on top of the rock. Make sure you get it all around in there, because all those grooves that are on the rock, we want all of those to fit into our Play-Doh. And then you're going to carefully, if you have it on top of your rock, you're going to carefully peel it off. If you have a plant inside on top of your Play-Doh, you're going to gently peel that off. And then we can look at the imprint that it made. Oh, kindergarten, that's pretty cool. So this is how a fossil is made. Sometimes when something passes away, or if it gets pressed up against a rock for a long time too, it can leave an imprint in the rock. And that's how we get a lot of the fossils that we find. That, or we find a lot of bones too. So kindergarten, you can go ahead and make your own fossils, and you can keep exploring in your backyard to see what other kinds of rocks you can find out there. Kindergarten, before I let you go, I owe you a warm fuzzy. You are doing a great job, kindergarten. I can't wait to hear about the cool things that you find in your backyard. Go be paleontologists, and I'll see you guys later.